Ori, you mentioned that you have ADHD. My sort of question to that would be, you've obviously, like you said, learned how that if you write things down, it orders your thoughts a bit more and therefore orders your life. How I know you're not big on wanting to be cliche or sob stories, but how challenging has it been, and what are the real learning curves needed to tackle something like ADHD in a business sense and order within your life?
I'd say, obviously, for everyone, it's different. And I'd say for me, it's been more of a blessing than a curse, but it has made certain things incredibly difficult, like school, for example, absorbing large amounts of information. I could write them down 10 times, I wouldn't remember them. I blank out after classes. And as a result, it knocked my confidence to thinking that I'd be terrible in some kind of professional environment, or that would impact my career terribly. But I learned probably on my own to channel energy. So sport was a really important outlet for me. I had unmanageable energy. I had kind of aggression problems as a result and very impulsive decision making. And I was able successfully to channel it into sport, rugby specifically, and kept that going as long as I could. And then just did regular exercise and found ways of kind of getting rid of unwanted energy.
So physical exercise is one particular tool.
100%. I'd say physical exercise is my main tool. I still train and try to every day, if only to keep the weight off, because I eat my kids' food when we give them dinner, but about 30 fish fingers a day.
And the beer is obviously a good habit.
Exactly. But I started writing things down religiously. So I use these black books and I fill them non-stop, constantly writing things down. And I'd say between literally those two simple mechanisms help me manage it. But it made education very challenging. But I feel like it's almost given me a little bit of an edge. First of all, my energy never ends. I can go on 3 hours sleep every night forever. And my friends and family know this. So I guess for me it has worked, but then I have friends who really struggle, who do work kind of normal, I won't say normal jobs, but I mean jobs that require them to absorb lots of information, and they really, really struggle with it. So I did try medication for a time, but it wasn't for me. Really kind of sapped my energy, felt like I kind of, just my personality, I didn't feel like I was the same person, and had friends who did the same. Probably should have taken it for longer because failed my exams, but did very, very average in school. And if you were trying to pursue any other career route, you needed certain grades to get into certain universities, to get certain qualifications, be it doctorates or whatever. I think I really would have struggled.
But at the same time, the tools of, regardless of exercise, writing things down in such a scheduled manner that must hone in. For example, if you look at your concentration levels at 19 to now, it's so dramatically different. It must be this consistency of doing that every day that makes you, it stops you from losing focus. And the reason why I asked that, I want to elaborate a touch. Sorry, but I just want to elaborate. I do think it's good for people
Don't apologise, Michael.
No, but I don't like to interrupt people, and it's very important that I let you flow as much as I can. But my point would be is, I feel if someone did have ADHD watching this, the fact that you have managed it without any sort of medication and you've used these tools, it's very important to really break down why that's helped so much. That's why I sort of, and see if there's a considerable difference in your behaviour as a result, purely through applied personal things as opposed to any medication.
Yeah, I think, no, it's a good question. I would say that it's about having healthy anchors for me. And I mean anchors in the most positive sense, that provide structure for me to live my life. In my life now, those structures are my business, writing things down, exercise, which is a key part of my day, and I try never to miss it. But I would also say that kind of having kids and a wife and the scheduling that goes on around that, because kids wake up at certain times, or you hope they wake up at certain times, and all of those things provide a structure that I can exist kind of successfully within. And without those kind of healthy anchors, as I call them, I think I'd still probably struggle and I'd still be as impulsive. But I do think that impulsion has helped me make quick reactive decisions in business to things that I've seen, whereas some people might take a little bit more time. And I do harp on about how data is so important in terms of decision making. I'm kind of contradicting myself in saying that actually being impulsive and saying that's an opportunity to fucking go after it has actually helped me. So I don't feel bad for having ADHD my whole life. If anything, I feel, grateful, slightly resentful of the challenges it gave me between the ages of sort of, 8 and 18, but grateful overall. And if there was any advice I could give, and I'm not qualified to give medical advice, but early, if you have children or if you're young and watching it, if you can identify it early, you can get help early. And help doesn't mean medicine or pills.
Could mean, like you said, personal help.
Exactly.
Healthy anchors.
100%.
Which, by the way, I think healthy anchors is such a good term.
100% healthy anchors.